Welcome to Rica Subtest 2 online test preparation course presented by ricatest.com. So far in Competency 15, you've learned how to teach students to identify common text structures and text features. In this next section, you'll learn the 4 strategies to help students comprehend informational texts by identifying common text structures and also text features. The first strategy is to evaluate the text logic and consistency through its structural patterns, such as chronological, cause and effect, compare and contrast, problem and solution, and description. In combination with the student's understanding that text features, such as typographic features and graphic features, all help carry meaning on the page. They're all there because they have a purpose. Remember, we use the gradual release of responsibility strategy to create a short sequence of lessons that teach children to evaluate an informational text's logic and consistency through evaluating the structural patterns of the text. Now, the second strategy children can use to comprehend informational texts is to analyze the author's point of view. We use the instructional strategy called questioning the author, which we've discussed in the past. And this is where the teacher uses the think aloud strategy to model reading a paragraph and then rereading it in order, for example, to show them here I am going to pause and reread because this part feels important. And notice that direct, explicit instruction is so good for the students to understand. Also, here I am going to pause here and reread because this part feels confusing. Both of these reasons will allow the students to reread and better comprehend the text that they're reading. Next, the teacher will use the questioning the author to analyze the author's intent. Using these questions, number 1, what is the author really trying to tell me here? Number 2, why is the author telling me this? Number 3, is the author's message stated clearly? And number 4, how could you state the message even more clearly than the author did? The third strategy that we teach students to comprehend informational texts is to find a connection. Again, we've discussed this in the past, but let's review it here. From informational texts to personal experiences, or books that they've already read in the past, or to the world, maybe the news, movies, plays, vacations, or other things that they have experienced. They can connect to the world and what's going on. Now, when using the find a connection strategy, the teacher needs to enable the students to produce their connection by either speaking it out loud as part of a discussion or writing it down within their notebook. The fourth strategy for teaching informational texts is to identify similarities and differences between two different texts. This is where students read 2 or more texts on the same topic and compare the information that they find. Teachers can provide a Venn diagram for students to write the information as they collect it. Feeling nervous about taking your Rica test? Click the link in the description below, get full access to this Rica test prep course, and start feeling prepared for test day.